Hello everyone, this is Devang. Welcome to episode 65 of the Outlaw Joseph Scott's. This is going to be an adventure, a mission. It's going to be the second one from the Masters of the Void pack. So, let's get started on the action. Alright, here we are. This is mission 2 from the Deluxe Enemy Pack Masters of the Void. It is entitled Call of the Void. A booming voice rings in your head, commanding you to obey in an ancient alien tongue that twists your mind into knots. It calls to you, beckoning you to return to the void. The sounds are deafening, maddening. You must silence the call. Drawn to a nearby mine entrance, you know that whatever has gotten inside your mind is down there, waiting to embrace you in the abyss. Only by delving deep enough to reach the darkness itself can you stop the voices. Alright, so the setup is normal, so mine entrance. The goal is to journey deep into the mine, find the source of the anguish, and destroy it. So, special rules. The corruption within. Whenever the hero posse marker moves onto a growing dread or blood spatter space, that effect is triggered, just as though the darkness marker had reached it. Ouch. If this causes an attack, that attack is delayed until the end of the turn, allowing you to finish moving, resolving exploration tokens, etc. As well, any clue icon found immediately moves the hero posse a peril die worth of spaces forward on the depth track. Ouch. But you ignore any growing dread or darkness spaces moved over. Okay. But only for that peril die of movement. Maddening voices. Anytime the hero's roll doubles on the hold back the darkness roll, instead of causing a depth event, the darkness marker on the depth track moves D3 spaces forward, and each hero takes a D6 horror hits. Okay. Interesting. Objectives. Reaching the darkness. Once the hero posse marker is at or below the darkness marker on the depth track, you're getting close to finding the source of your torment. Ouch. Anytime the hold back the darkness roll is failed, roll a d6. 1 or 2, add a growing dread card to the stack. On a 5 or 6, the evil is upon you and the showdown begins. Immediately reveal all growing dread cards as normal, and then the heroes must face an epic threat that ambushes. So obviously a high threat for Joseph being by himself. Once all enemies have been defeated, the heroes have successfully completed the mission. If the hero posse marker is at or below the darkness, but the showdown has not yet been triggered by failing to hold back the darkness roll, the next time the heroes find a clue icon, they have discovered the thing that has been calling to them. All heroes may recover grit up to their max grit and roll a d6 for each growing dread card in the stack. It is discarded on a 4+. Then revealing your remaining growing dread cards, and the heroes face an epic threat. Reward for victory is 25 experience and a mine artifact card. Failure, D3+1 corruption points, ignoring willpower. Blah. And there is a couple optional rules. Void theme, adoption, at start of adventure, remove all threat cards from the normal threat decks that don't contain void enemies. That's kind of interesting. And another one says, Madness of the Void, to make the mission feel more like a descent into the madness of the void. Roll a d6 for every encounter that would be drawn. On a 1, 2, or 3, use a normal mine encounter. On a 4, 5, or 6, instead draw a world card and an encounter from there. As the power of the void breaks down the barriers between worlds. Alright. Well, I'm not going to use either one of those, just because. So let's go ahead and get started. It'll be interesting to know. So it's actually better to find a clue token once the hero posse marker goes past the darkness marker. Because then you get up to max grit, you can cancel some growing dread cards, etc. But it's going to take a bit of time to get those done. So, alright, hold back the darkness. Then we start with a 4, which will fail. And then Joseph moves. We'll take a 1. We'll take a third grit there. Hold back the darkness again. An 8 will succeed. Joseph will move. Double 1. Alright, guess he's moving 1 more again. Alright, so he's up to 4. He's at his 4 max grit now. Pull back the darkness. A 5 will fail, and that gets us a darkness card. Which is Chill of the Grave. All undead are +1 initiative, +1 combat. Alright. And Joseph moves. 5. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There at the end. Let us see what we get. Okay, and we get a short passage. Well, that's interesting. Slide this down. There. Move that. Alright, so we have the hero posse marker has gone on to a Growing Dread. So we get a Growing Dread card. So 1 Growing Dread card gets placed up there. Yeah, Growing Dread are not immediately. So let's hold back the darkness. Alright, double 2s. So on the doubles, instead of causing a depth event, the darkness marker moves D3 spaces. So it moves 1 space. Boom. And he's going to take a D6 horror hits. 5 horror hits. So 3, 4, 5. Willpower saves. Ooh, so he takes 1 sanity damage. And then Joseph gets to move. 3, that's just enough. 1, 2, 3. And let's see what we get here. We have a rail split. Okay. Oops. Rail split goes there. And we get a token. Boom. Token reveals. Alright, so 3 exits. An encounter, and it is a clue icon. So, a clue icon moves the hero posse marker a peril dice forward. So it'll move 1 simply because of that. I already moved it once. 1, 2. And then it moves another 3. 1, 2, 3. We ignore any Growing Dread or spaces. However, it's just the move over, because it says moved over, but the spaces that the marker starts on and ends on are still triggered. So he ends on a Growing Dread, so that's going to add another Growing Dread card. Okay. And then he has an encounter. So the encounter is an ominous hole. A large and forebodingly dark hole sits in the far wall of the room, beckoning you to shine your lantern's light inside. So, choose. I can look in, roll a d6. Basically, 1 or 2, he's going to take some wounds with no defense. 3, 4, he's attacked by some hellbats. 5 or 6, he gets an artifact. Or he can make a luck test, and if he fails, he has an ambush attack. Oh, what the heck. Joseph will stick his hand in there. Let's see what we get. So we want a 5 or 6. A 4. A 4 is not. So he's ambushed by a peril dice worth of hellbats. Oops. 5 hellbats. Well, that didn't quite work. And it's an ambush. They're all going to be right next to him. Okay, and the abilities for the Helvets. A 4, a 5, and a 6. Okay, so the 4 is Void Injection. Any hero that takes one or more wounds from a Helvet also takes a Corruption hit. Ooh, I have a feeling Joseph's going to mutate in this game. A 5 is Darkstone Theft. Discard a Darkstone. He's only got one Darkstone and it's in the Tomb Chest. And a 6, Fluttering Swarm. They're immune to critical hits. So that's not a big, none of that's a big deal. So we just have to deal with the corruption hits. And they get to go for, and that was, right, so hold back the darkness. A 6 will fail, boom, puts us up to 4, gives us another darkness card. Void enemies are now +1 defense, which means the Hellbats are now +1 defense. They're now defense of 4. Which actually doesn't matter much for Joseph because at 4 or more he gets +1 damage, which offsets the 1 defense. So they're 3 dice each. So that's going to be 15. Should probably do these one at a time because of the corruption hits, because it's 1 or more from a specific Hellbat. So we'll do these one at a time. So 5 times to see what they get. They hit on 3s and yeah, nothing on 6s. So 3 hits for that one. 3 hits for that one. 3 hits for that one. Boy, rolling pretty well. 2 hits for that one. Joseph may be using his his tequila this time, and 3 hits for that one. Okay, so defense saves. Again, these are technically, I'm kind of rolling them all at the same time, because I'll be able to then grit and re-roll all of them as I can. So 5+, so that saves none. Saves 1. Saves 2. Doesn't save either one. And that doesn't save any. So I'm going to re-roll. Spending one of my 4 grit to re-roll. That saves 1. That saves 1, so that's good. Ugh. Couldn't I get that roll when they're rolling to hit? Alright, so that's pretty bad. So now it is armor saves. So they do 2 damage each. So damage for this fellow. Again, theoretically they're all being rolled at the same time, but because I need to know which specific Hellbat is putting wounds on me, I need to actually roll them separately. Okay, so that will save 1. That's 3 wounds from him. 2 dice there. Ooh, blocks both. So none from him. Blocks 1 from him. Blocks 1 from him. Sorry, I needed to roll 2 more dice because he had 2 hits and I only rolled 2. So, remember they're 2 hits each. Okay. And then 6 dice for this one. Flex 2. Okay. All right. Now the free reroll for his for his tribal armor. Flex 2 more, so it's going to be 2 wounds from this fellow. Doesn't block either one of those. Doesn't block that one. Blocks one of those. Okay, well, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points of damage. Oh, you know, I forgot the Hellbats got so involved with the corruption because, of course, I'm going to take 4 corruption hits, 4 corruption points. But I forgot that I should have kept track of the number of hits because Hellbats, unfortunately, do a horror hit for each hit. So, that is going to be a bit of an issue. Let me guess here. I'm just going to try to think about it. I believe he had 2. He had 3. He had 2. I think he had 1 and he had 3. That sounds about right for hits. So that got through. So let's just go with this. So these are all willpower saves. I can roll all these together. It's going to be close anyway. I do have a 4+ save here. Do I spend a grit? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend a grit. Joseph doesn't have a lot of sanity. He's only got 20, so I think that's worth spending these. He still has 2 grit left. 3. Okay, so he takes 3 more points of sanity damage. And unfortunately, 4 corruption. Getting these Hellbats that do corruption is just horrible. Horrible. Well, there you go. That was the Hellbat's turn. So now it is Joseph's turn. So he's going to roll to move. Does not get a grit. And then he gets to shoot. Come on. Ooh, that's looking good. It's looking good. Joseph will actually not use a grit, so he gets 2 rolls. Unfortunately, they're two of the same gun, so he doesn't get 3 rolls. He only gets 2. So he's got the skill and the bandolier. Ooh, but that works nice. All right, so he's got 3 additional hits because of the 6s. And now let's look at damage. So Joseph has 2 for his skill, and another 1 for the Darkstone bullets is 3. They are defensive 4, so he's -1 on each die. They are only they are only 2 wounds. So that's -1 on each die and it's 2 wounds. So that should kill him. For their sanity damage for the Hellbats is 2 per. So instead of taking 3 damage, he actually took 6. So change that up. He's got 7 sanity damage. All right, so Joseph will just go. He needs a 3 or higher, basically, because we're -1 on each die. And of course, he rolls that. Kill. That will let him heal 1, which will he'll heal sanity. 3 or higher. That will kill that one. Again, he'll heal sanity, because sanity is going to be a little bit tougher to heal than the wounds, because he's only got the 1 tequila for sanity healing. That does nothing. kill him. I think it's pretty much a given that Joseph's gonna. He still has 5 hits, but he's gonna kill all these guys. But we'll go with that. Anyway, so it's basically a 2 or better. I'll roll 3 on one, 2 on the other. There you go. So they're both dead. Boom, boom. That heals 2 more, which again will still take off a sanity. So he's down to 2 sanity damage, 7 wounds. That works pretty well for me. Catch my breath for 2 more. And we'll take 2 wounds. Take 2 wounds. Just to get a little bit there. And we get a loot card. And the loot card is 50 gold. There we have it. Alright. Hold back the darkness. Run through this. A 5 will fail. It puts us up to 5. Okay. Joseph will move. He's got a 5 and a 3. He'll take the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually gets him right there. Allows him to look through to the next room, which is excellent. And we get another rail split. Okay. So hold on. Okay. Get another rail split. Boom. Oops. Okay, and get a new exploration token, which is 2 exits, an attack, and a clue icon. So we'll do a couple things here. So 2 exits. So which direction is not the exit? It is a 2. So the one to the left is not an exit. And then we need to decide, we've got an attack, so he gets attacked, and the clue token. So first we'll move this down by 1, because he explored a new room. That gets us a darkness card, which says void enemies are now +1 combat, which is going to suck. And then the hero posse marker moves another peril die worth, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which actually makes it fall on a Growing Dread, which means he gets another Growing Dread card. Okay. And now we need to see what he gets attacked by. And he gets attacked by 1 Void Hound. That's not too bad. And this is not an ambush, but it does not make a big difference because he's got such a huge move. He's going to be right on top of Joseph, in a high initiative. His 3 abilities are a 2, 3, 4. Interesting the way I've been rolling these. So as a reminder, Void Hounds. Void Hounds always start from ambush, so doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter there. And looking at their abilities, Void Phasing. So basically, his initiative is equal to the initiative of the person who's shooting at him. Pack attack, but there's only 1 Void Hound, so that doesn't really apply. 9 combat dice, because void enemies are +1 combat. And he's a 5 defense when Joseph attacks because he's got +1 defense because of the darkness card. And ability number 2 is on the scent. The pack ability now is all Void Hounds retarget, so that doesn't really matter. Thank goodness. A 3 is Maul. Anytime a hero takes 5 or more wounds from a Void Hound, the hero must also discard a side bag token. And a 4 is a Howl. At the start of each turn, as long as at least 1 Void Hound is alive, all heroes take 2 horror hits. So 4 is really the one that's going to do something, although 3 could occasionally do that. He does have 8 dice, hitting on 3s. So we need to hold back the darkness again. Oh, an 11 will certainly hold back the darkness. And we are, by the way, we are almost, you can kind of see here on the right here, we are almost past each other here. Start having to be concerned about the final
final fight. That went by pretty quickly. Of course, the first two exploration tokens having clue icons moved a total of 7. The hero posse marker a total of 7. So that helped, I guess, in that regard. Anyway, the Void Hound. Yes, we just rolled 11 for the darkness. So the Void Hound goes. The Void Hound gets to attack. So he's got 8 dice. Hitting on 3s. Alright, so, well, he missed 3 of them. And 6s. Don't really matter. Okay, so Joseph gets his... Joseph, at the start of the turn, Joseph should have taken 2 horror hits, which he saves 1, so he gets 1 sanity point of damage. That was from his howl. And then, of course, 3 hero horror hits at the start of... and of course, 3 more horror hits at the start of the turn that on the first turn that the Void Hounds arrive. So it's going to be 1 more sanity damage. Joseph is up to 4. Alright, sorry. And now here are the 5 hits from the Void Hound onto Joseph. Sorry, this is his defense roll. Boom. They're only 2 damage each, so I think I'm not going to spend a grit. Joseph will go ahead and take these. So 6 and 6 points of damage. Armor saves. Block, 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 block. That's 2. And he gets his free reroll for the tribal armor. Blocks 1 more. So that's only 1 point of damage that Joseph takes. That's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright. Joseph gets to move. So let's see what his movement is. Ooh, I did forget. He has 1 more die. He has 9 dice. I forgot that he had 9 dice. I think I only rolled 8 for his hits. So that would be a hit. Defense blocked it. Okay. Alright. So Joseph rolled 4s. He might as well try to escape. A 5+, so he succeeds. So let's go 4. Let's get a little closer to one of these exits here. Actually, I guess he can come over here. That's probably going to be a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3. Turn and shoot over that way. And just so Joseph next turn can just move and explore, try to get a clue icon. See if he can keep up with that. So 8 dice that Joseph is responding with, letting loose with his dual pistols. This is not the end, so no use of using the void assemblies. Although, let me check. Is the void assembly a once per... is that a once per fight? Once per adventure? I'm trying to remember. Alright, it's a once per fight. So I have to remember that. So that means he's really dead. He's really going to be dead because it's a once per fight. So Joseph will just take the rolls. He's not going to spend a grit. Okay. So those are his rerolls. So he gets 2 extra dice. Okay. Alright, so he is a defense of 5. Joseph is a +2 for skill, +1 for bullets. He's -2 on each die, and then there's 8 hit points. So -2 on each die. We'll cancel all these. I think that even without using the void assembly, yeah, that's way enough. So 3 hits is enough to blow him away. Alright. Joseph then gets to catch his breath for 1. We'll take 1 sanity. And he gets a loot card. And the loot card is D3 Darkstone. Hey. Not that he really needs Darkstone, but that's 3 pieces of Darkstone. Well, again, not that he really needs it, but I guess he can sell it. He could use a horse. Kind of what he's going for now. Awesome. Time to hold back the darkness. A 5 will fail. Okay, that puts us to another Growing Dread card, which makes 4. So now we're at or below. So now it's any time a hold back the darkness roll is failed. We're going to roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, we had a Growing Dread. 5 or 6, we have the showdown. So, or if we get a exploration token with a clue icon. So here we go. I'm going to take this off. I'm not going this way. I think we'll just go this way. Just make it easier for everyone. So Joseph gets to. That was the hold back the darkness. So Joseph rolls to move. Double 4s. That's not a grit. So he moves his 1 there. He gets a new map, which is a reinforced room. Put that there. Get a new exploration token, which is 2 exits. Well, there's 2 exits, 2 encounters, no clue token, unfortunately. So 2 encounters though. First one is a flooded passage. Second one is a void summoning. So the void summoning, we'll do the flooded passage first. Movement on this map tile costs 1 extra move per space. Also roll a d6. See what happens. A 5, no effect. 1, 2 is pulled under. He would take some wounds. 3 to 4 zombies. He'd fight some hungry dead. There you go. Void summoning now. Void summoning. So you interrupt a void sorcerer performing a summoning ritual in the water, apparently. He's so focused on the task that he does not immediately notice you. Choose. I can try to sneak past. If past, gain 20 experience. If he fails, he's attacked by a void sorcerer and a threat card. Or he can attempt to stop the ritual. Place a void sorcerer in any empty space on your map tile not adjacent to the hero. The fight begins. If the void sorcerer is still alive at the end of the first turn of the fight, ambush attack, draw an epic threat. Well, it's unlikely the void sorcerer would be, but void sorcerers, because again, if that's considered a fight, Joseph will just activate both his void assemblies to do an extra peril die worth of damage. But the void sorcerers, let me just do a quick look. Alright, so they are initiative 6. So he would get to go before. No, but the void sorcerer does not activate on the first turn of the fight. You know, I might as well give it a shot then. Hey, what the heck? Joseph gets to go first. I think that's going to be worth it. So we get the void sorcerer over here. And his abilities are 1, 2, and 4. The 1 being void bolt damage is now 3. A 2, he has regeneration. And a 4, magic mastery. His magic spells are cast at 1 higher level than normal. Okay. Luckily, he does not activate on the first turn of, as the void summoning says, boom. In any empty space on the map tile not adjacent to a hero, fight begins. The void sorcerer does not activate on the first turn of the fight. So actually, you know what? He was right in the middle. He was summoning right in the middle of the water. That makes more sense. Not that it matters. Joseph can reach wherever because he's got the barrels. Oh, but we do have to hold back the darkness. Oh, so that would be the question. Because if I fail to hold back the darkness... Oh, so hold on. All right, let's keep this in mind before we I get too carried away. Joseph opened another room, which moves the hero posse to 5. So it's now a 9+ to hold back the darkness. So if I fail my hold back the darkness roll, so then I have a 30% chance, 1/3 chance, I guess, to be ambushed by a high threat. So then I'd be fighting the Void Sorcerer and a high threat. I could ignore the Void Sorcerer. The reason I was thinking I would fight the Void Sorcerer is basically it's a free loot card and a free catch your breath. +1 for killing something, right? So 1 free point of healing for killing something. The challenge being, obviously, that if I don't, is that I don't know that I want to fight a high threat and the Void Sorcerer at the same time. And it might be good, obviously I need to kill the Void Sorcerer first so he doesn't summon another high threat. You know what? What the hell? I'm going to go for it simply because I want to give you guys some more stuff to look at. So let's hold back the darkness. Let's see what happens. A 6 will fail, so that moves the darkness up to here to a 7. I have to roll a d6. So on a 1 or 2, I had a Growing Dread card. On a 5 or 6, we have the showdown. And we have the showdown. Well, well, well. Ooh, and it's an ambush attack. I forgot about that. I might not be able to kill the Void Sorcerer in the first round. I'm going to have to get away from the creature that fights that I'm going to be fighting. So let's see what we get. We get 6 tentacles and 6 hellbats. Well, that's gonna be suck. Joseph's not going to be able to get away. So this is actually going to be really bad for Joseph. Sorry, 6 and 6 tentacles. And we know how much Joseph loves tentacles, right? So, good news is he actually they're in ambush, so they go, I was going to say Joseph goes before the tentacles, but no. They are actually in ambush, which means they get to go before him. Which is going to be unfortunate. Alright, well, hold on. Alright, so we start with the hellbats surrounding Joseph. Here, because again, so ambush deploys highest to lowest. Okay, and then tentacles. Alright, that's pretty crappy. Poor Joseph, he's in right down in here, he's in yeah, I guess that was a bad choice to poke the Void Sorcerer. You should have just avoided him. So he's going to get an ambush attack from another high threat next turn. Oh boy. Good news is he might be able to use a free attack to for his belt buckle to get rid of all of the hellbats. Speaking of hellbats, what are their abilities? A 2, 5, and 6. A 2 being barbed tail, so they're +1 combat. A 5 being the Darkstone Theft, and a 6 being immune to critical. So that's no big deal. +1 combat kind of sucks. Ooh, and then the tentacles. The tentacles have a 1/4/6. So a 1 being entangles. Any hero wounded by tentacle cannot move. A 4, any hero wounded by tentacle takes a d6 horror hits. And a 6, which is Void Hydra, which is something I never remember to do. Sorry about that. I'll try to remember. So anytime you kill, roll a d8 on a 1 or 2. Basically, it makes more tentacles. You don't kill it, and it makes another tentacle. Very sucky. Alright. Well, the bats get to go first. No, that was holding back the darkness. So the bats get to go first. And they are 4 dice each. 5 dice each, because they are +1 for their ability, +1 for the power of the void. Oh, we have to reveal our Growing Dread cards. Take that back. Joseph does have 2 grit to cancel these if need be. So the first one. Every hero must make a single willpower save. For each failed save, move the darkness 2 steps forward. I think I'll let that go. He fails, so it's going to move the darkness for 2. That gets us another darkness card. Which says a flood of bats, 2 horror hits. Doesn't save either one, so it's going to be 2 points of sanity damage. Puts him to 5. Okay, that one wasn't too horrible. Move the darkness 1 step forward. Gets him another darkness card. Okay, void enemies are another +1 combat. Sucks. I still think I'm going to keep that, because I also still need the grit to kill stuff. So move the darkness 1 more forward. I might as well cancel that, because that would put me into a Growing Dread. And a Fool's Errand, all enemies do +1 damage on every hit. I'll spend a grit to cancel that one as well. So Joseph has no grit, but he does have his eye patch, which he will probably need to use. Alright, so 6 dice for each of the 5 Hellbats. Awful lot of dice. Hitting on 3s. And remember, Joseph's going to take sanity hits and damage from each of these hits too, which is going to suck. Okay. Yeah. All right. Joseph he's going to use his eye patch to get 4 grit. And he's going to spend a grit to re-roll all these. Sorry, I don't have to spend my grit yet, duh. Defense. Get to roll, make my first roll for defense first. That was pretty bad. Well, I guess maybe that's average. But there you go. So we'll spend a grit to re-roll all these, though. That's still an awful lot of hits. And that only saved 2. Kind of useless. Alright, so I'm going to make my sanity saves off of these first, and then I'll make armor saves. So, oops, that was a save. Those are saves. All right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So Joseph is at 17 of 20. He almost got knocked out by Sandy from that. All right. So there's 11 hits, and they do 2 points of damage each. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so here are armor saves. Okay. I'll go ahead and use my reroll, because the good news is the tentacles can't get to me. So they won't be able to attack me this turn, which means I don't need this, and the Void Sorcerer won't attack at all. He doesn't do anything this turn. So there we go. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds. Which is something I can take. So Joseph is now at 14 wounds. All right, it's Joseph's turn. So he'll roll to move. Does not get a grit back. So the first thing he's going to do is going to do a free attack with his belt buckle. His belt buckle does a d6 wounds, ignoring armor to everything adjacent to him. So anything but a 1 will kill these, and need to heal sanity. Oops. Because they only have 2 wounds each. Oh, and I do get 1/1. Okay. Well, that helps, though, because I just have to kill that one, then I can shoot the Void Sorcerer and prevent him from summoning another high threat. So that worked out. That worked out pretty well. Pretty well for me. So speaking of which, Joseph gets to shoot. 8 dice, hitting on 4s. Not a very good roll, so we'll spend a grit to re-roll these. Wow, doesn't need any of his actual other re-rolls. All right, and that's 3 extra dice. All right, now as I recall, Joseph is -1. Yeah, he's -1 on damage against the Hellbats because they are armor 4. Joseph was a 2 + 1 is a 3. So that will bounce. And that will kill him. Let's Joseph heal another sanity. Okay, Joseph's at 12. Okay, now. The Void Sorcerer is a defense of 3. And let's see, 1, 2 is regeneration and magic mastery. All right, so nothing big, but he has 20 health. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to roll damage for. I'm using the Void Assemblies on him. So the first one with the Void Assembly for damage. So He's a defense of 3. I'm a damage of +2. 1 for the bullets, 1 for his skill. So -1 to this total. Okay, so there's 7 of the 20. Okay. We'll do another one. We have the dice here. These are all his hits. Again, -1. Yeah, that was a 3, so 9 more. Trying to calculate on the fly here. I'll just put the 9 out. 5 and 4. That becomes another 5. So he's at 16 of 20. Nice. Alright, so another hit. For -1 is 3. So that's 19. Next one. 1 will bounce. 2 will do 1, which is just enough to kill him. Boom. Joseph gets to heal 1. Let's heal a wound. Alright, and Joseph has 4 hits left. So, let's hit some tentacles. We'll hit some tentacles back here, I guess. On that side, not that it really matters. So we'll hit a tentacle. So tentacles have a defense of 4. Actually, let's finish off the Hellbat. Let's finish off the Hellbat. Or we won't finish off the Hellbat. Oh, dear Lord. There we go. The good news is Joseph goes before the tentacles next turn. That lets him heal 1 more. We heal a wound. And Joseph has 1 hit on a tentacle. Oh, which does pretty well. Joseph is -1 on, because they're a defense of 4. Joseph is +3. They have 5 health. So that is just enough to kill it. So Joseph kills it. So he lets him heal 1. Then they have the Hydra abilities. So Joseph has to roll a D8. And of course, he gets a 1, which means we get another tentacle. Grab another tentacle out of the box here. Boom. Stupid Hydra. Alright. Alright, hold back the darkness. Because that was the end of that turn. An 8 is not enough. That moves us forward. Get a Growing Dread. So again, each hero makes a single willpower save. Fail, move it 2 steps forward. Well, this is towards the end. I think I'm going to take it. I don't want to spend a grit for that. So he saves. Good. Alright. Joseph rolls to move. In the box, so no. No grit. And then Joseph gets to go. Because it's no longer the ambush round, and they have an initiative of 3. And Joseph's not actually going to move anywhere. He's going to force them to... well, yeah, they've got a move of 6. Joseph can move 3. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, he can't really get out of the way, so you just need to kill as many as he can. Maybe if I rolled a 6, I might have been able to get by and get out of range of one of the 2 groups. Doesn't look like it. All right, so three hits, three misses. I mean, so do I spend a grit? No, I'm gonna go ahead and just take my rerolls here. There we go. So one missed, and then I've got 2 6s, so that's 2 more hits. All right. So I'm -1 on each die. And I need a total of 5. So a 6 will kill it. Okay. That will let him heal 1. And then I need to roll to see if it hydras. Again, it does not. Okay. Next. In the box would be good. Another 6. Alright, and then does not hydra. 7. Okay. That's another heal, and I'm going to take a wound. I'm healing these wounds here. Okay, next one. Another 6. Joseph. Does not hydra. Alright, this new one that spawned. Another 6. Oh my gosh. Does not hydra. 5 hits left. There's a 1 wound. Okay. Let's hit that one again. There's 1 wound. We'll hit this one. There's 2 wounds. Alright, back to this fellow. In the box would be good. There's 2 more wounds. Which is not enough to kill it, unfortunately. Puts him at 4 wounds. So the last one will go on him. And now I get the 6, of course. Which kills him. Oops. Joseph gets to heal 1. And then we roll for Hydra. And it does not Hydra. Okay. That was lucky. Then they get to move in and make their attacks. Okay. So, icky, nasty tentacles. So, wounded, they're going to take d6 horror hits. So, we'll have to roll the 2 tentacles separately. Alright, that's it. So, they are 3, 4, 5 dice each. I'm going to roll them separate colors, 5 of each. Hitting on 4s with 6s counting as 2 hits. Okay, so 2 more and 2 more. Alright, Joseph gets to roll his defense. Block these. Oh. I take that back. 6s don't give extra hits. Those are the stranglers. 6s ignore defense. So I think this is what I had for his defense. So I don't remember how many of which one I added. I think I added 2, right? So I think there were 2 6s. So there's definitely 2 wounds that are coming through. 1 from each. So we'll say that's what it is. If there's an extra hit in here, then there's an extra hit in here. Alright, sorry. So now it's his defense. to save against. Boom. Not good. So he'll spend one of his 2 grits to re-roll. Block, 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 block. That's just his defense. All right. So each of these is worth 5 points of damage. Okay. So conceivably 15. All right, so it's not enough to knock Joseph out. So I'm not going to worry about making sure I use my herbs ahead of time. I do have to keep in mind if I'm wounded, I'm going to take a d6 horror hit. So I might need to use my whiskey or tequila. All right, and these are armor saves. Okay. And free reroll. Not much. All right, so 3, 5, 8. Okay, and Joseph has to take 2d6 horror hits. So he has to take 7 horror hits. I think I'm good. That's not enough to knock me out, I don't think. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, even if I fail all of them, it's not quite enough. I'll be at 19 of 20. Chances of failing all of them are very slim. In fact, Joseph only fails 1. All right. Hold back the darkness. An 11. Joseph is good. He rolls for movement. Double 6s, that won't do anything for him. All right, time to finish these suckers off. So I don't think Joseph will have much trouble beating these guys up, not with that kind of rolling. We will re-roll these. He gets his bandolier reroll. Yeah, that's 4 more hits. Okay. So I'll roll a couple at a time. -1 on each die. Well, that's 2 wounds. Not quite enough to kill him. There, that will kill him. The rest of it is on him, unless I roll all 1s. That will kill him. And that lets him heal 2. We'll heal 2 sanity, I guess. Nice. Catching his breath. Gets 3 back. Not that matters, but we'll take 1 sanity, 2 wounds. He's got 10 sanity damage and 12 wounds. And loot. So that was two threats, yeah, 2 cards. So two loot cards, 1 for the Void Sorcerer and 1 for the High Tentacles and Hellbats. So we have a d6 times 50 gold. Okay, 200 gold and another 100 gold. And there we have it. Joseph survives. So he's actually going to get 25 experience, and he can draw a mine artifact, which we can see what that's going to get him. Very interesting game. Once again, Joseph had some extreme luck. Obviously, he's level 8, so you know, having things like the belt buckle, and having if those had been the tentacles next to him, he wouldn't have been able to clear them out. And the lucky thing was the Hellbats are pretty wimpy, and so his belt buckle ability that he got from the blacksmith could just decimate those guys because they only had 2 wounds. And he didn't get the... yeah, and they don't have any option for extra health either, so... Alright. Mine artifact is... a healing stone. Once per adventure, heal 2d6 wound sanity from a single hero. Well, let me make sure he can carry that. I believe he can. He's got his 2 outlaw pistols. He's got a helmet, 3. Belt buckles, 4. Bandoliers, 5. Armor is 6. Tomb chest is 7. And, oh, sorry, his pistols don't count. That's right, his pistols don't count. So, he's got 1 for the helmet, 1 for the belt buckle, 1 for the bandolier, 1 for the tribal armor, 1 for the tomb chest. So he's at 4, 5. So he can indeed carry it. That makes 6. And he actually even has space for 1 more item. Unless I'm miscounting something, but it doesn't look... Don't see that I'm missing anything, so... Yeah, that looks like it. Awesome. Alright, well, the healing stone will be quite useful too now. Makes Joseph even more powerful, I think. But there we have it. The game sped by pretty quickly simply because the first 2 exploration tokens had clue icons, which push the hero marker 7 spaces down the depth track. Not much I can say about that, do about that, and of course he killed the tentacles pretty quickly with that amazing string of 6 dice rolls of 6 for damage on all those guys, which is exactly what he needed to kill them. So that was pretty amazing. That sped things up a bit too. So, well, there you have it. That was that second mission. It's actually kind of neat, kind of cool the way the hero posse marker and the depth track marker pass and that trigger stuff. So, and that was a lot of growing dread cards and darkness cards too, because the hero marker triggers all those. So it's very interesting. I actually kind of like this one, even though I said this time it went pretty fast. I can see it. It could conceivably take longer, obviously. But once again, Joseph had a string of pretty good luck here. I thought he was in danger once he got swarmed and that Void Sorcerer was there, but it definitely helped having the Void Assemblies. So kudos to you all for suggesting the Void Assemblies, and I have to remember it's per fight, so I don't have to hold on to them till the end of the adventure and fighting the big boss. Each fight I can use a Void Assembly on each of the pistols. So honestly, single targets are going to be in even more trouble, I think. It's just a matter of Joseph's going after them, and he needs to be able to survive. Next week is town. Joseph's going to possibly be in trouble. He has 4 corruption points, so he very well might get a mutation at the start of next session when I do the wrap-up for that. And speaking of which, sorry I forgot to roll for traveling last week. Traveling is usually not a huge deal as it is, but I will definitely, not sure why I forgot that, but I will definitely keep that in mind for next week. Next week town. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, those of you had. Spread the word. Keep up the good work. I'll see you in the West. Bye.